Hey everyone, a number of publications, including the Atlanta Journal-Constitution, are reporting that Ahmaud Arbery entered a home and allegedly took some tools. Well, according to CNN, that's not what happened. This is what was reported earlier tonight on Don Lemon. Listen.
Ahmaud entered this home under construction owned by Larry English. Chris Cuomo asked him about the reports of, $2,500 worth of fishing equipment being stolen from his house. English denies those reports. Listen to this, and then we'll talk.
Didn't you report, though, that you believe something had been taken from the house, but you couldn't identify who did it?
No.
So
that's a false accusation.
Oh, good to know. Thank you very much. So you never reported anything about any fishing equipment or anything like that?
The instance with the fishing equipment has got blown out of proportion. That was out of a boat, not out of the structure. And I'm not exactly sure when or where that happened. The boat was transported from Brunswick to our location to where we live 2 hours away. And I never filed a report on that because I don't know for sure exactly where it happened.
So the only thing fishy here seems, Chris, to be about these reports about, stealing and excuses.
Right, and those reports also, I contacted a man by the name of Brad Kilmade of the Atlanta Journal-Constitution by phone. He never called me back because he put out a version of the video that came from the Georgia Bureau of Investigation, which purported to show Ahmaud going into this home under construction, and yet the video where he says that you can see Ahmaud going in, his image is so small that the person going in, you can't tell at all who's going in there, and yet he writes, Brad does, as if you can see it. Then he points out that a squad car goes by, but there are, in addition to the squad car, there's 3 other cars that go by that he doesn't mention. There's a person that runs around the corner and down the street, then back, and then goes the other way. He doesn't mention that person either. It looks like, if I didn't know better, I would wonder if the publication itself had some reason for making it look like Ahmaud was actually doing something wrong. Why would anybody go out of their way to show something that and then not completely explain what was being seen? That is very troublesome. This is the man, his name is Brad Schrade, that I contacted, and this was the video 3 days ago. It says the GBI is reviewing it. And this is the video that they're talking about. Look, okay, you see, he says that's him running in there, okay? And it's a fast motion. Well, they say that's him. You can't even tell who that is at that distance. Now, while that's him, now I want you to take a look at this, okay? Because this fellow, he says that the digital video was obtained by the Journal-Constitution. They don't explain who the source was. They say the source was outside the GBI. In other words, didn't work for them. And then goes on to say the video appears to be from a home security camera. And then he says the video doesn't appear to alter the criminal questions. But then the AJC writers then go on to say the video shows a man wearing a white shirt who appears to be Arbery, but they don't know that, and walking, okay? And it says shows the man walking in the garage of a house. And the tape indicates the man was on the construction site less than 5 minutes. Much of the time out of the view of the camera, he did not appear to take anything from the house. And then he says soon after the figure in shorts and t-shirt enters the construction property, a man wearing what appears to be overalls walks near a stand of trees across the street from the site and the figure appears to be observing the construction site. I'm glad, good, because folks, when I first read this, that paragraph was not there. I called and noted, hey, you didn't mention this person. Now that's there. That wasn't there before. So thank you. He says, a minute later, after a car passes, a figure that appears to be Arbery comes out of the front door of the house quickly and runs down the road in direction of Travis Michael's home. And then he says Michael and his father were charged Thursday with felony murders. And see, again, he only reports part of what happened in the actual video. There were several cars that went by. There was not just the man in the tree, was a person who went up the street and back. But the whole point is, this video, because of its angle, it's very difficult to see who was doing what at any time. It's very difficult to make out what was going on. And if you go here and back, okay, and watch carefully, there's a guy in the upper corner here. That's the fellow hanging out after a man entered here. But see, nobody knows if that's truly the person. Okay, that's a guess. And all of this hinges, see that car going by? That's not mentioned in the text. Okay? And so the only time that you get any details of the video in the text, he says in the upper left, the frame two identified figures appear to move near a parked white truck in the vicinity of Travis Michael's address. He says in the upper left of the frame. But see, that's the parked white truck. These are people in the trees. Good, all right? So it's very difficult. They didn't try to enhance the video to see anything. And this person's walking away, right? That's not noted. Okay? So there's a lot of here that's not, that they leave out in an attempt to tie the video to the eventual outcome and make a conclusion, when in point of fact this video doesn't show anything. We don't even know if the person who went into that building was Arbery, was a man as opposed to a teenager. Just because somebody says a person is a something doesn't mean that they are. You always have to look and investigate. And the Atlanta Journal-Constitution should take great care in stories that are as explosive as this one is and sad to get it right. There's no excuse for not getting it right. I'm glad that Brad, or whoever did, it must have been Brad because I called him about it, put that additional paragraph in to note the person by the tree. It wasn't there before. Subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube and bookmark oaklandnewsnow.com.